Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to Consumer Behavior. Kick back and relax. We're going to have a very interesting journey together. If you're not from Bangkok, then welcome to Bangkok and the exciting times of COVID. Very nice that companies give out money and give out equipment, but is it good to put your logo on it? Is it a little bit too much? Kind of in-your-face marketing? This was one of the topics when I attended the American Chamber of Commerce webinar about marketing during this crisis, and they recommended not to do something too in-your-face. Giving to charity is good, and hopefully that'll come back to you someday, but a little bit risky to be aggressive, or definitely don't want to take advantage. I did not really appreciate getting messages like SMS and email from hospitals suggesting that I go in for vaccines or health checks. You know, those are unnecessary. And at the same time, people told me the doctors were recommending that people stay away from the hospital. You know, even though they had like tonsillitis and had to take antibiotics, they're like, stay home. It's not a good time to come in. But obviously the hospital wanted to earn some money, and they're saying, come. I thought, not very good timing. And also, like, some of the delivery services, you know, some of them waive or discounted delivery. Others got rid of their promotions that had been running forever. But now that there's a crisis, they drop the promotions and charge full price. I thought that was kind of ugly. So welcome back to CMMU, or if you're new, welcome to CMMU. Again, we're going to kick off on a journey, and I'm hoping to inspire you a bit. Beautiful, huh? Looks like another world. I have never been up in a hot air balloon, and I probably never will. I will probably never skydive, and I probably won't even dangle my feet over some high place like this, because, obviously, I do not like heights. I can certainly appreciate the beauty. So I hope you watched my short introduction. I just wanted to explain my preferred teaching style. I like to use a lot of humor. I like to use videos. I like to use advertisements and pictures. And I don't feel that the live streaming is very good at that. At least not the way I like to do it. So if you're one of the people who like the live streaming, I apologize, but I really do not. I have found meetings using live streaming to just really waste a lot of time, have a lot of technical difficulties with sound and video. So anyway, I'll take a little bit of extra control here. I don't bother to put me into this. I don't see why that would change anything. It'd make me have to take a shower and get dressed. So we will have some live streaming sessions in terms of just questions and answers and discussion. And we'll also have some exercises on the online discussion board. But I feel that I can actually do a better job in many ways. You know, I can't have real Q&A with you. I can't really interact with you, but I can show you a lot more examples and cover a lot of material. And then I can have you give me feedback through the e-learning. I know that most of you studied with me before, but sometimes we have visitors or exchange students. So just a quick reminder, my name's Randall. I'm from the US. I worked in market research forever. Not really. I've been at CMMU since 2004, and I started teaching for the universities in about 1997. As part of our job, I research and publish. Most of my publications these days are starting to shift towards the aging and successful aging, having good health and wealth and happiness. It's an interesting topic. Um, Most of my research prior to that was about shopping and about cross-cultural consumer behavior, about shopping in malls, shopping in fresh markets, a lot about private label brands. So if you studied marketing with me, you heard this joke before, but it's half true. If you see me out at the mall, I could be working. Working. No, actually, I was at a conference. I went to a conference in Japan. I think Ajahn Vichita, Ajahn Philip, and Ajahn Suksan also went to that conference. It was fun. Barcelona, I normally would go to the private label conference. I ended up pulling out because of the COVID, so have an unpublished paper there with a PhD student. On the left there, that's a book called Gerontechnology. It's kind of a created word, I think, so it's from gerontology, the study of the aging and technology. And I was asked to write a book chapter about marketing to aging consumers. Very interesting. If anyone has interest, I can certainly share that chapter. Then the middle one is more like a history lesson, but it's about retailing in emerging markets. One of my PhD supervisors was at Oxford, and she is the bottom there, Elizabeth Howard, one of the editors. She asked me if I could contribute a chapter talking about kind of the evolution of retailing in Thailand and also regulation. And at that time, Ajahn Bunying was studying his PhD, so I asked him to work on that with me. And so he's the lead author, and I'm the second author. And then this textbook. I told you the story in marketing class as well, but I've never cared for textbooks because I think they're really difficult to read. And then out of the blue, somehow I had gone to a conference. It was Oxford's conference in retailing in Asia Pacific. And I had met somebody from Cengage in, I think, Singapore. And they contacted me and asked me if I'd like to co-author a book with Donna Okabuchi, who's at Vanderbilt. She's pretty well known. And they said we want it to be easy to read. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And so I spent about a year, maybe 15 months, I don't remember. It was very time consuming. It was fun though. It was fun to write because I can write the same way that I speak in class. Easy to read, lots of humor, 3 cases per chapter. So there's cases from Thailand, from Malaysia, from Vietnam, from Korea, all over the place. But it's not really about marketing in Asia specifically. It's just targeting people in Asia. Again, easy to read, lots of local examples. I'm not going to go through all this, don't worry, but just a list of some of my book chapters. If you'd like to read any of these, that's fine. Book chapters don't really do much for my academic career, but in some ways they're fun to write because they're more aimed at the regular people, not at the academics. Thailand 2020 was published, I think, in 2017, if I remember correctly. So it was kind of looking forward, trying to talk about trends. And I was asked to talk about sustainability and aging, which I did. And you can have that for free if you like. I have PDFs. Thailand Sustainable Business Guide is a really nice book. I mean, it's a book to read, to learn from, to be proud of. And I was asked to write a chapter about retailing. But they said, don't write a beautiful world kind of chapter. Be critical. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. I'm a visitor to Thailand, and I'm going to write a critical chapter about businesses here. I was free to pick whatever I wanted to focus on. And so I wrote about Central and their shopping malls, and Tesco Lotus and their green and zero carbon stores, and also Unilever and their efforts to kind of develop some of the mom and pop shops. More recently, some about sustainability. So during this kind of lockdown, I actually finished 3 journal articles and 1 conference paper. The rest of the time I spent working on my lessons. Anyway, if you'd like to read any of these, let me know. If I can find them, I'll happily share.